Hey guys, so this is actually a video request. This one here is asking pretty much what do you do after you graduate? So after you graduate, there's a few different things that you can actually do. Um, One is to go on to paramedic if you want. Uh, you have to wait until you get all your certifications and everything. So let's say that you finish school. You're then going to sign up with the state so that you can take the state exam or the national, depending on where you're at. Mine, all I had to do was the national, and that qualifies me for state and everything. So I took the national exam, then they sent me my state and national certifications after that. For me, that's all that I had to do. We're nationally done only. Other states, you may have to do state and national. It's kind of a weird thing. Everybody needs to just get on the same page and just teach the same thing all around. That'll be much better. What I personally did was after I finished, I took the test. I think the earliest I could take it was like 2 weeks later after I graduated. I took the national one time, passed it. I did all my stuff on the national registry and on the state website. It was like a healthcare.gov something, I don't know. I finished all that. I did everything online, and I paid whatever fees I had to do. Uh, it's random about when you get your certifications. I think they tell you usually it takes about 2 weeks. Mine took about a week and a half to get there. I know some people where I don't know why, but the state took like 3 months to send them their state certification, and you need that even if you have your national. You still need the state one to be applied working somewhere. So for some reason, it takes time from the state because it's the state agency. They take their time doing everything, apparently. You get those paperworks in and everything, and you get your licensure. I laminated mine after I got my first job, so now they're laminated in my wallet. I got my second state license because I had to renew, which was stupid. I had it for like 3 months and then I had to renew. But I renewed that one, so I got another paper copy that I have to have laminated, and that's to keep it safe while it's in the wall and everything from water and everything. After you get the licensure in and everything, though, you can start applying for jobs. So you can apply wherever you want as long as it requires an EMT certification. Some places will not take you just because your experience is kind of nil, and they want somebody with experience. Everything has to do with your knowledge base. Most likely, when you first get in the field, unless if you have a connection in the county, like if your dad's a chief or something and you're that guy, then you can get into the county. But if you're a normal person like me, you gotta start with a private company, start building up pretty much a resume of sorts. So apply for county, apply for private companies, apply for hospitals, apply for everybody that has an EMT position or tech position. I think it's like Tech 1 or something like that. And that one there, you're not going to be using a lot of your skills, but it's still experience. You're going to be doing like EKGs all day, changing diapers, and deconning rooms, and also Baker acting people. You got to start applying for those. Once when you get into a company, whether it's county, private company, hospital, start getting as much experience as you can, you know. Be that person that volunteers for a lot of different things and just get all the experience you can because you're the rookie. So you got to start building up experience, start learning new things. Try and volunteer for events. Try and get onto an ALS shift if that's like a thing. Like where I'm at, you're either a BLS shift or an ALS shift. I'm always on the ALS shift because I want the experience that an ALS shift offers. As you're getting experience, keep applying for other places, you know? Apply for other places that you want to work at and keep applying, and they're going to notice. That's what I'm trying to do with the hospital right now. I'm just going to keep applying. They got to take me sometime. Keep your skills active. Keep studying your book. Keep all that information fresh in your head. Myself, I recommend waiting a year and then going for paramedics so that you have your BLS skills packed. So after the year, then you can go for paramedic and everything. And that's how I'm doing it. So I got into a private ambulance company. I've already worked there for a year. Now I'm going into paramedic. Paramedic is going to be roughly about a year of no life. And then after that, I could do another video to tell you what to do after paramedic. So that was my personal one. But Oscar Rojas asked me some questions, and I'm going to answer those. One thing that he asked is, what would I do and how many hours would I work? What can I expect as a new basic EMT? So what would you do is going to be really reliant on where you're working at. So I can't tell you what you yourself will actually do, but I can tell you that with a private company, most likely you're going to be running dialysis calls, you're going to be running interfacility transports, ALF to hospital, hospital to ALF. ALF is assisted living facility. You're going to be going to a lot of SNFs as well. It's pretty much an ALF, but it's skilled nursing facility. It basically means that they have like physical therapy and everything going on over there. They're resuscitating people so that they can go back home. So that's the only real difference. Some places are combined. One side will be ALF and the other side will be SNF. If you do get into county, then of course you're going to be doing 911 transports. You're going to be assessing patients both for trauma and medical. If you get into a hospital, you're going to be doing a lot of EKGs. How many hours will I work? That is also dependent on you. The hours are going to be determined on where you work. So where I'm at, if you look back at the video of shift times and whatnot, that explains the different times that you can work. Some of them guarantee overtime, some of them don't, and some of them are guaranteed no overtime unless if you pick up hours. So if you look back at that video where I'm explaining shift times, that'll give you kind of a general idea of what to look forward to. I can tell you that if you want overtime, you can get overtime. There is no issue with that at all. Let's see. So the next question, what can I expect as a why that clock exists? I have no clue. I shaved, by the way, guys. I shaved. Are you done? Thank you. All right. So what can I expect as a new EMT? Expect to have a lot of people be like, oh, he's a rookie, I don't want to work with him. Expect a lot of people to afterwards, if you're like the good rookie and you want to learn and you want to do things like as a team, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I want to work with this person from now on, man. They actually listen and stuff. Expect that. Expect to get picked on. A little bit, not too much. It's not like the fire station. Fire station will just rag on you. Some of the people, they want to try and send you out for stuff that doesn't exist. I think they tried that with me a couple times, and I was like, what the heck are you talking about? That doesn't exist. Like, oh man, he didn't fall for it. And I was like, people fall for this? Like, I thought it was just a joke. But they were trying to send me out for like some stupid things that I knew didn't exist. And I told them. But expect a really big learning curve. As far as what you do in school, things are going to be really different in the field, because there's the book way of doing things, and then there's like, screw the book way, that's going to hurt my back, I'm going to do it this way type of thing. And you're also going to have to get used to paperwork. They don't really teach paperwork too much. At least the school that I went to, they didn't really focus on paperwork too much. They gave us like a basic knowledge of it, but get used to being detailed in your assessments and stuff, and also being detailed in the paperwork that you write for it. Detail is key, because if you miss something, then it wasn't done. Even if you did it, if it's not on paper, you didn't do it. So that's going to be another thing to expect. So paperwork is going to be a huge thing, bigger than what you expect it to be. Is it only transportation that I'm going to do? It depends. Once again, it depends on where you're going to be working at. I do a lot of transportations. Ambulances, you're going to do nothing but transports. Hospital, you're going to do a lot more hands-on, continuous type of care. With that, most of your there's a reason why they call us ambulance drivers, and that's because we drive for most of the day. Even though that's not what we do patient care. Ambulance driving is transport. So you're going to be transporting patients. You're going to be transporting sometimes organs and all this other stuff. Yes, I said organs. You can transport organs. um, that's just the name of the job. If you work somewhere else that's going to be stationary, then of course transportation isn't going to be it. There's a lot of different things that you can do as an EMT. I think you can even work for like Amazon warehouses, which apparently pay really, 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 really well. And I could just imagine the benefits. Uh, some theme parks will hire you as an EMT. Usually they want a paramedic. But yeah, some places will hire you as an EMT. I think Legoland over here will hire EMTs. So transportation doesn't have to be the main thing that you do. It's just one of the things that we can do depending on where we work at. 911 calls. Woo! Um, Mostly with county, sometimes with private companies, depending on the contracts that they have with county or city. Private companies can do 911s, like I said. Orange County, Orlando, they let you do 911s as long as you have a contract with them, and that's why I want to transfer over. So 911s you can do. It just once again it depends on where you're working at and if you have the contract for it. If you get in with county, then heck yeah, you're gonna be running nothing but 911s. But even then, you're still gonna have some like calls that are just like, why am I here? Why did you call an ambulance? What happens if you're not good enough? Um, I would say not to think that way. Don't ever think that you're not good enough because you already passed the national registry in the state. So, speaking through just straight up knowledge base, you're good enough. All you have to do is have the confidence in yourself, be resilient in what you're doing, and just try and have a positive outlook on what you're doing. Um, if you go into the job thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to be good enough for this," then you're not going to be good enough for it. You got to go in there and say, "Okay, I'm about to bust my butt. I'm going to learn what I need to learn, and I'm going to become an asset to this company." And that's what you do. We get a lot of people to where it's their first job as an EMT, and it's their first job ever, which I do not agree with at all. Um, a lot of people to where it's like their first job ever, they don't have the they don't have the confidence in themselves to hold themselves in an adult like environment because they're like 19 years old, uh, and they don't have any prior work experience to where they're in charge of this vehicle, in charge of this crew. In some cases, if you have another EMT or if you're with a first responder who only drives, they won't have the experience for it, they won't have the confidence, and that's something that you really need. So if it is going to be your first job and you're going into it, try and put yourself into the mind frame of, I finished school, I am now a professional, and I need to make sure that I show that. So don't go in there, hang out in the back while your partner does all the work. Go in there, start working on paperwork on the patient, talk to the patient, get yourself out of your comfort zone, and be like, I'm going to be the best EMT over here. So please don't go in there and say, what if I'm not good enough? Go in there and say, what if my partner's not as good as I am? That's the kind of mentality that I want to see. So the only way that you're not going to be good enough is if you don't care. And I can tell from you asking these questions that you care. So you're going to be a really good EMT and hopefully future medic. I don't know what you aspire to be in the future. You could be wanting to do RN, you could be wanting to become a doctor, PA, whatever you want to be. But the fact that you're asking those questions, you will be good enough. Because that's you wanting to learn and everything. So that's what I have for you. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to hear from me. But yeah, that's it. So this video went on for a lot longer than I thought it would. So until next time, guys. Peace. I got like half an hour to edit down. See you guys.